Anda kembali lagi dalam Tech Conference 2021 dengan tema Future 5G, Global Connectivity, Cloud Computing, and Internet of Things. Dan selanjutnya Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, kita akan langsung saja ke inti acara kita hari ini, di mana kita akan mendengarkan presentasi dari Teck Guan, Senior Director dari Huawei Cloud. Hello, very good morning to you, Mr. Neo. Please, the stage is yours.
Right, thank you. Can we put up the slides, please? Yes, thank you. So let me start, right? So very good mornings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Teck Guan from Huawei Cloud Asia Pacific regional team. I'm honored to be here to share with you on Huawei Cloud, innovation you can trust. I hope you will find this sharing informative and useful. We will have the Q&A session at the end of my presentation, and I hope I can address all your questions at the second part of this session. So this is the agendas. Can you go to the next slide? This is the agenda for today's topic, right? I will give an intro on Huawei Cloud and then highlight some of the Huawei Cloud key feature, followed by sharing on cloud partner ecosystem, use cases, and lastly followed by Huawei Cloud innovations. Next. Okay, so let me first start by introducing who is Huawei and Huawei Cloud. Now, a lot of people ask me who is Huawei. So to simply answer this in one sentence, Huawei is the leading global providers of ICT infrastructures and smart devices. So our vision is to bring digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. So today we have about 196,000 employees, and of which almost half are R&D employees. We operated in 170 plus countries and ranked 44 in Fortune Global 500 companies. Next. Now we have actually 4 business groups. Consumer business group that focuses on smart device business such as smartphones. Carrier business group focuses on connectivity business for telecommunication companies. Enterprise business group, which focuses on ICT products and services, including the server, storage, the network. And finally, the cloud business group, which is focusing on cloud services, covering AI and big data. And then you can see this plus intelligent red box, in circling around all our services that we provide. And this is the unique values Huawei has to bring added intelligence to the products and services we develop. For example, if you are using Huawei's mobile phone, the camera AI function will support language translation by just focusing on certain text. And you can also do image search by just pointing at certain logos, if you are not sure what is it, right? And for cloud, we integrated many AI products and functions to enable various intelligence in the business scenarios. I will share more details on the cloud AIs later. Next. Now, from the R&D perspective, right, R&D investment perspective, Huawei persistently do the investment in R&D, bringing the technology breakthroughs. So we rank number 5 in R&D investment in 2020. So we have invested almost like $110 billion in R&D for the last 10 plus years. So our R&D focuses on 4 key areas, including the basic research, such as algorithms, all that. Foundational engineering, right? Look at materials, look at noise cancellation, all those stuff. Joint innovations and patent development. So this research actually help us to develop, innovative products and solution in the ICT infrastructure areas and smart devices area. Next. Now, to effectively manage Huawei Cloud business, right, we need to also understand the cloud market landscape in our area operations, especially in Asia Pacific. So this is what we see in terms of the public cloud market size for the key country in Asia Pacific region. You can see that, from this chart, right? India, Singapore, and Hong Kong form the top tier country in the list, for public cloud services. The top market size for these 7 countries is about $12.1 billion, and India is actually the biggest market share, and it also has got a remarkable growth rate. Now, specifically for Indonesia, the market, although is small, but it has the highest growth rates, of 28.6%, and the lowest IT spendings at 2.1%. This shows a lot of potential growth for this country in the coming year. Next. Now, let me now share on Huawei Cloud. So Huawei started developing cloud services more than 12 years ago. Our initial focus is in the space of private cloud to support our key telco customers. We ventured into public cloud about 4 years ago, and we have now developed ourselves into a top-tier player in this field. So especially, we are now ranked number 2 in China market. So Huawei Cloud is built, based on our 30+ years of accumulated technologies and capabilities in the ICT area. So we currently offer the most comprehensive and affordable cloud services portfolios in the market. Now, among the many features we have developed, if you look at the cloud icon here, so I will cover a few key features of our cloud, including the ROMA, AI, the artificial intelligence, cloud native, and Huawei Cloud Stacks later, right? So you can visit Huawei Cloud website from the link below here for more details, right? Let me go on to the next slide. Okay, so this is Huawei Cloud global infrastructure landscape. So today we operated in 24 regions with 47 AZs. AZ stands for availability zones. In layman term, every AZ is basically in a one data center, all right? So key regions in Asia Pacific include Singapore, Thailand, and Hong Kong. In Singapore, we have 4 availability zones, and we are going to build a 5th one. In Hong Kong, we have 3, and we are going to have the 4th one. And in Thailand, we have 2, right? 2 availability zones, and of course, again, we are going to build the 3rd ones. So you can see that the speeds of Huawei Cloud deployment in the span of 2.5 years. But look at the last bar, right? From March 2018 in Hong Kong that we started, to November 2020 in Malaysia. So the Malaysia is actually the latest 2 availability zone that we have built. We work with Telecom Malaysia to build this public cloud infrastructure to support the Malaysia market, support the Malaysia government, right? So you can expect more regions and AZs to be set up very soon, by Huawei in the future. Next slide. So in the past three years, right? So Huawei has launched about 220 plus cloud services in 23 categories that support about 15 different industries. And we also have built about 210 plus industry and general solutions. So this one actually form a complete product service series and solution that support digital transformation, of the government and enterprises. So in addition, the 1+3+4 technical architecture is proposed to accelerate the intelligent upgrades of government enterprises. So you can see in this diagram, right, the one cloud infrastructure powered by Qingtian architecture provide cloud edge device synergy with multiple deployment modes and consistent experience and ecosystem. And now at the top right of this Qingtian architecture, you see the 3 enablement building blocks, right? So 3 enablement service which include ROMA, which is a platform that support application enablement, right? And then the ModelArts, which is the AI platform to support the AI enablement. And then the last one is really the Taoyu, right? Which is Huawei's big data and data lake solution to support data enablement. So here we have application enablement, we have the AI enablement, and we have the data enablement. So these are the key function within the Huawei Cloud we are trying to enable. And this enablement platform will accelerate innovation and the applications of AI in main business processes. They also help you build inclusive AI and unleash the power of data. Next. Okay, so this is a busy chart, right? So you can see that, when we look at, in more detail on the cloud services, is in fact quite comprehensive, right? The 220 plus services cover in different categories. So basic IaaS services such as compute, storage, and network. These are the category offering the VMs, the EIP, the storage, the security groups, all those kind of stuff in the infrastructure as a service or on cloud services, right? And then we also have the container and software development categories that are all for the cloud native services. And there's also one more important group, which is called the Enterprise Intelligence. In short, we call it EI. This cover all the AI services, as well as industry enablement services. So you can expect, based on this chart, right, you see the icons are all very busy, but I will encourage all of you to visit our Huawei Cloud website. Most of these three-letter words, will be explained in more detail, and you will also be able to gain a lot more services and understanding of the functionality of each of these services from the website itself. Next slide. Right now, Huawei Cloud Service and Support team are dedicated to provide end-to-end one-stop customer service solutions to help our customers smoothen out the migration to the cloud. So this is really the support services portion. So we have 4 different services that we cover. The first one is cloud migration service. So we provide the tools, the methods, and the experts to help the customer migrate to the cloud quickly, smoothly, and also cost effectively. And we also provide event management service, such as standby service, for some of the customer when they have certain services that they cannot afford to go down. So you can actually look at some event management services that they can subscribe to, and also service support plans, right? So things like you want a certain kind of response time, right? So those are the services that we provide. And the last one is also the expert service. This is to help the customer diagnose complex issues in specific domains and provide expert support, for the problem tackling. So we actually provide local and on-site service to customers around the world. And from the table here, you can see that we have a strong experts and engineering team to offer the one-stop global service locally. Next step. All right, so now we have covered in general Huawei's cloud. I hope that you gain a better understanding. And I'm going to go to the next sections to look at more specific feature. Of course, this feature, I can't cover everything. We have almost only 30 minutes. So I'm going to pick up a few key ones. All right, so the first one that I'm going to talk about is really on Roma, right? So you see, there's this story behind us. As we operated in more than 170 countries, you can actually imagine, to efficiently deliver the equipment to the customer in so many countries, right? Clear the custom, do the logistic packing, send it to the customer and do the installations, and this logistic tracking can actually be a nightmare. So our Huawei CIO, Mr. Tao Jingwen, has been driving this internal Huawei digital transformations for the last 15 years. And we have been very successful today, right? So almost all the process between us and our partner, has been automated. Even the form clearance form used for the logistic clearance for the custom, we also use OCR to automate those kind of processes. So from that success stories, right, one good product that surfaced from this digitalization is already called Roma. So Roma is actually a business intelligence integration platform that enable application integration. So we now actually package this Roma function from, we have proven internally within Huawei's, right, and make this product available in Huawei Cloud to support our enterprise customer. So basically what we are saying is that Roma is a good product that we have proven internally, and we are bringing these function and features to help the outside world now. And to be able to leverage on this advantage, you just need to go to Huawei Cloud, and subscribe to this service, right? So you can see from this diagram that Roma support integrations between different multi-cloud span across public clouds and private cloud. We also support enterprise business ecosystem connections, and this include the enterprise IT application ecosystem, SaaS ecosystem, API ecosystem, and industry IoT ecosystem. Now, in industry IoT here, we are not talking about just IT equipment. We are talking about IT and OT, meaning that if you have some kind of robotic arms or robots solution, today the cloud is capable, to support the IoT solution that actually covering the IT and the OT world, right? So apart from Roma, I also want to draw your attention to the Huawei Cloud Stack on the left of this slide, the first cloud on the left, right? This is the private cloud solution Huawei has offered as a solution based on the same Huawei Cloud technology for public cloud. It is to address customer data localization and security requirement. especially for large enterprises as well as government that has got some of this security concern. So that is actually under Roma's slides, right? So the next one that I'm going to share is on this AI, right? So for AI, Huawei has built in the most powerful AI platform for intelligent transformation of industry. We designed the new generation of AI chip based on the Da Vinci architecture. So today we have manufactured two AI chip, SN910 and 310. So using this technology, we have commercialized various IT products, as you can see from the bottom of this slide, right? Including the mobile devices, edge devices, and cloud-based back-end servers, right? So on top of the hardware, we also built the AI platform, including the Alice Intelligent Edge platform, deep learning cloud-based AI platform like ModelArts. All right, so the AI platforms are all built now, and we are really focusing on how to build the AI ecosystem, getting the AI talents developed. So you probably have heard about certain news in China. We actually invest quite a fair bit to build millions of this AI developer. So AI is the future. AI is coming, and Huawei is spending a lot of effort, creating the hardware infrastructure, build a cloud platform to support AI, and also create talent programs, to help to nurture the market. Next slide. Okay, so a little bit on ModelArts. So ModelArts is really Huawei Cloud AI platform. This is the platform that makes AI easy and comprehensive for developments and business. And we offer really two options, right? The first one is the, for AI developer is the comprehensive platform, AI development platform. And this is targeting at the experienced developer. Okay, and there's also this AI ready platform for beginner, which provides step-by-step guide. So on this diagram, you can see that we have this AI for beginners. So for any people who wanted to expose to AI, you can come into Huawei's ModelArts. You can do some kind of picture processing by collecting a groups of picture into this ModelArts platform. Do some tagging of these images, for certain product. Like for example, you want to recognize the Apple, right? So you can provide 100 of picture of Apple, with different backgrounds, and then you just mark out, do the tagging of all the apples, and the system will be able to subsequently create algorithm to recognize, what is Apple. If you provide a picture with an Apple inside, okay. And of course, the journey for AI using ModelArts is a lot more complicated, especially for the more experienced developer. So on the left, you will see this chart, right, that shows you, the different stages, of doing the AI development, AI application development. And for those algorithms that you created that are very successful, you can also post it into our AI marketplace, for selling or for sharing. Okay, so this is basically what Huawei's AI platform is all about. All right, next. Okay. So now the economist has commented that without the containers, right, there would be no globalization. So this one, now I'm talking about cloud native portion, right? So the standardizations of container has truly changed the world. And cloud native architecture, in fact, is built based on the concept of these containers. And that's why we have the term called containerization, right? So it's truly believed by the industry that, we can't have true digitization and intelligence without cloud native development. Now, according to IDC, right, 80% of application will be cloud native by year 2023. So this is the market trend, and we all need to embrace and develop. Next. Okay, so Huawei Cloud has been actively promoting a rapid, healthy developments of the cloud native industry. So we work with the customer partners and industry in terms of technology products and ecosystem, and has won high recognition. So Huawei Cloud has obtained the highest levels of certification in the China Academics or ICT Container Security Assessment. All right, so according to the latest IDC report, Huawei's Cloud occupied the most market share of container software in China, and as the only founding members and the first platinum members of CNCF Asia, Huawei Cloud continue to actively contribute to the open source community and contributes the most codes to the community in Asia. Now, next, I want to show you one of these very busy charts, right? So at the end of 2020, now Huawei Cloud released the concept of solutions of Cloud Native 2.0, which has been widely recognized by the industry. So the purpose was to help enterprise build full stack cloud native intelligent capabilities so that enterprises can easily transform to cloud native. Now you can see this diagram, right, shows the Huawei Cloud Native 2.0 architecture. So at the core, can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, at the core, right, at the core, really, what you see is the Qingtian architecture that just I mentioned, in the presentation before. It's the foundations that we built, our Huawei operating system. So Qingtian is really the infrastructure sites, of the whole cloud infrastructures that we have built, the virtualization piece, this and that, right? And on top of this architecture, we built a cloud operating system, right? And above this OS, this is where we fully adopted the mainstream open source cloud native technologies, which is Kubernetes, right, to build the cloud native application enablement layer. So we also done incremental projects such as Cube Edge, which is the first intelligent edge computing project, and Volcano, which is the first massive batch scheduling project. So these projects are led by Huawei, and we subsequently contributed these projects to CNCF to further help the cloud native communities, right? The combinations of cloud native together with the distributed cloud technology that we have built, right, will help enterprise extend full stack of cloud native capabilities to, anywhere required by the service, achieving all cloud full stack intelligence. Whether you are the startup, the medium, or the large enterprise, actually we want to work with you, on this journey. So this cloud actually, from this chart you can see, is super comprehensive and is offering, we are actually on open source, right? As we mentioned here. So we really hope that we can work together on this. Next slide. Okay, so security is obviously very important. So in Huawei Cloud, this is the Huawei Security Protection Frameworks slide. So we are committed to be the safest cloud, for the government enterprise. Huawei Cloud implemented more than 1,000 comprehensive security rules covering full life cycle security management. So this one, if you can see from this chart, right, including the operation security, infrastructure security, tenant security, cloud services security, OM security, or that, right? So on top of this, right, of course, security, there's no limit, right? So depending on what the customer want, on top of some of these standard services that we offer on cloud, if customer has very specific security needs and customized security requirement, we actually also work with our partner to extend the capabilities of these security functions to support the customer needs. Next slide. Now, we also offer, 24/7 Global Service Operations Center, we call it SOC, covering security operation activities, such as anti-DDoS attack, public opinion monitoring, platform security O&M, and tenant security event response. Now, we also perform real-time security incident handling, so help tenants handle intrusion events, send security warning, also about vulnerabilities, abnormal connections and attack, and also clear the IP addresses and accounts that violate rules in real time. So really, we offer 24/7 continuous monitoring and crisis response. We follow the sun security operation and O&M center, as you can see from the center of this map, right? So from the security operation perspective, we have a setup to ensure that our customer is safe. And then from the cloud perspective, we have the full comprehensive security framework to cover most of the needs of the customer. And then if there are still certain areas that we are not able to support, we will extend the capabilities through our partner solutions. Okay, next slide. Okay, so we have obtained more than 70 plus global compliances certification, including the ISO 27018, PCI DSS, and Singapore MTCS. Level 3 security, which allow Huawei Cloud to be certified, for use by the Singapore government. You may follow the link, in this slide to view more details on the certification. Next. Okay, so we have covered some of the features, in terms of security, cloud native, AI, and Roma, right? So now let me just I mentioned a bit on the ecosystem, right? So this is where I want to share with you our ecosystem. Next slide. So we work with our partner to accelerate digital and intelligent transformations of industry by building the cloud ecosystem. So currently we have 1.8 million developer, 14,000 consulting partner, and 6,000 technical partners. Okay. In 2020, Huawei Cloud partner actually account for almost 60% of our total revenue. Okay, and the revenue growth rates, for Huawei Cloud partner is 188%. Okay, meaning if you are a partner, the business is growing. Okay, and we 60% of our cloud business really relies on the partners to help us to sell, right? So we sincerely invite more excellent enterprises to join the Huawei Cloud ecosystem. Now we have two types of partners, right? The consulting partner, this include companies like consulting partner, consulting firm, agencies, and system integrator or service integrator. This help customer. They really are the people who help the customers to design, build, migrate, and manage, their workloads and application. And then we also had a technology partner, more for commercial software or internet service company providing software solution hosted on or integrated into Huawei Cloud. So technology partners will include, ISV, SaaS partner, PaaS partner, developer tools, management and security vendors, right? And specifically for Asia Pacific, can you go down to the next slide? Thank you. Here is a list of the Asia Pacific partners on Huawei Cloud today. All right, ranging from, again, consulting partner to vertical industry partner in the internet, media, retail, FSI, government, etc. Also include the digital operation partners, enterprise application partner, and data intelligence partner. So from this house chart, right, you can see that even in Asia Pacific alone, we are top 2 in China, but in Asia Pacific, we have been working hard to bring in these partners to extend, what Huawei's Cloud as a foundation can offer to our customer. Okay, so for those who are listening here, if you are whether you're qualified as a technology partner or consulting partner, we welcome all of you to talk to us, right? A lot of this onboarding process are on our Huawei's web portal. So you can actually do some keyword search using, Google search. You'll be able to reach our portal, and then, the qualification, the prerequisites, everything can be understand or read, from the instruction given in the website. Okay, next slide. So now next, I'm going to share you a few cases because earlier on I mentioned all the portions, right, receive our capabilities. So with this capability, who are the partners that actually use our services? So first, let's move on to look at, okay. So let us start sharing some Indonesia use cases first, right? So Huawei started cloud business last year in Indonesia, right? Last year only. And we already successfully served different industry enterprise customer. So the first one I want to share is the MNC Group. It is known as the largest media group in Indonesia. So their business started from free-to-air TV, pay TV, OTT, portal, and radio. So recently, MNC Group just launched a new portal called celebrities.id. This new portal is 100% running on top of Huawei Cloud as a cloud-native portal. Okay, so by using Huawei Cloud, MNC can enjoy reliable performance, yet easy to use cloud platform. So therefore, can help them in quickly increasing the monthly access user, for the new portal. Now the second one is J&T Express. So J&T Express is the top logistic company in Indonesia. So we help them to do cloud transformation from the on-prem. Okay, we provided international localized support, including emergency response when needed. So Huawei Cloud has extensive experience and product services capability that can be leveraged, for the planning and support in these periods of rapid development. Okay. The third one is CT Corp, right? CT Corp is really a very large conglomerate in Indonesia, right? CT Corp owns the largest news portal in Indonesia called Depan, right? And Huawei as CT Corp's strategy partner in the different business unit, all right, that is media, finance, and retail, etc. So we actually work hand in hand because CT Corp has got many businesses. And then we also have many good partners. Now we actually try to leverage on this partner ecosystem on solution platform that are proven and very successful and bring them to Citicorp, right, to help them to transform. All right. So data use Huawei Cloud services to support their business continuity, provide secure and reliable CDNs for MotoGP live streaming event, and with secure protections, flexible and easy to use resource, right? Huawei helps City Corps to do corporate digital transformation. Um, and the last one really is RSPP, right? So RSPP Jakarta is the first hospital in Indonesia to implement an ICT solution based on Huawei AI technology. Namely, we call it the AI-assisted analysis. So the application of this technology is part of the realizations of Huawei Global Action in helping the international community to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. So Huawei helped to improve the diagnosis efficiency to below 2 minutes and achieve accuracy of up to 98% in diagnosis using the AI technology. So this is actually 4 very interesting case on Indonesia, right? And the next slide. Let me cover a little bit more in terms of what we do, in other part of the world. So here is another 3 use cases of Huawei Cloud to fight COVID-19, protect rainforests, and also the rainforest and also the water birds, right? So as I just now mentioned for COVID-19 that we had helped the RSPP Jakarta in the hospital, right? This case here, Huawei helped to shorten the genes detection time for hours to minutes, also shorten the drug screening time from months to hours. So medical, right? You are not only just talking about scan images, right? These are the patient issues, right? And we have to look at it from another angle, the genes area, and then also some of the drugs, right, that we are creating. So we actually helps to speed up, using the AI to speed up some of this process, really help to fight, the COVID-19. And for protecting the forest, right, 11 countries using Huawei's AI to protect tropical forest now. So this one span across almost 6,000 kilometers of rainforest around the world. And basically, we use old Huawei's phone with a big battery and mount it onto the forest, the tree in the forest, right? And then we load into these phones the AI algorithm for sound recognition. So the device is able to detect chainsaw sound, gunfire sound, truck driving sound, and these are human behavior can be analyzed, with the enforcement action triggered to protect the rainforest. So can you imagine if you can recognize a gunfire, and then this is a protected factory for certain special endangered species, right? And then that is a trigger, for the enforcement to attend to the incident, right? So that is actually what we are doing to protect the forest and also protect the animals, right? The species, all right, endangered species, right? And then for the case of protecting the water birds, Tongji University in China, who with Huawei could train the model on ModelArts, the Huawei Cloud AI platform. So after these few months of training, the model is able to identify thousands of birds, simulating wetlands, in the digital world. So these are just a few interesting Huawei Cloud use cases with AI shared, right? There are obviously a lot more cases that due to time we can't share here. Hope you can gain some understanding, about our Huawei Cloud, how we can actually support you. Okay, next. All right, so next let's take a look at the last part of this presentation, which is on Huawei's cloud innovation. So innovation come in many forms and many ways, right? Now I'm going to cover 3 areas specifically. The first one that I'm going to cover is on our so-called the Huawei Cloud collaboration, right? So Huawei Cloud work in conjunction with our HMS, we call it Huawei Mobile Services, to support startup, for all industries. So now this program actually supports startup with 40 million worth of resources. Half of this investment is coming from Huawei Cloud, right? So you can imagine 40 million, we want to help the startup, and 20 million is by HMS, 20 million is from cloud itself, right? And in 2021, our plan is really to support about 200 startups, in the HMS ecosystem, and share our network of channels resource with developers worldwide, who together serve 1 million Huawei device users. In addition, we will open an HMS developer innovation lab to support 100,000 HMS cloud native developers, right? So this is actually one of the program, or we call it cloud collaboration. Now, when you talk about the $40 million, then what exactly is this $40 million? So here is a support resource. Can you go to the next slide? Here is a support resource, in terms of cloud resources, training, technical support, Go Channel support, to market resources. So cloud resources include voucher up to 1,000, up to 40% discount on certain cloud services, and maximum or 80Ks or cloud coupons, for startup. Now, for more information, you can just scan the QR code at the bottom of this screen, or later when the slide is shared to you guys, right, you can just click on the link, to access and gain more understanding about this program. So basically, we are going out there to help to build an ecosystem. In one way is to support our HMS development. On the other hand, HMS development requires certain kind of cloud resources, application engines, the place to host, the application itself, and then cloud is where it comes in, to support this initiative, right? Next slide. So the next one is on Huawei Spark, right? So take note about this name called Spark, right? So Huawei Spark is actually a hybrid accelerator program that we have launched in August 2020 for deep tech startup, that has business in Asia Pacific. Then the question is why we do Sparks, right? Now, human is really a highly collaborative creature which separate us from the rest in this planet, and we achieve amazing things by working together. So, while Huawei is pushing for the frontiers of technology for a better world, we can't just do it alone, right, by ourselves. So we need to build an ecosystem of collaboration, and startup are just right in the middle. It's one of the big areas that we need to support, right? That's why we launched Huawei Spark to incubate and accelerate this community as a friend and as a partner, right? So what types of startup do we like to support? We are interested in startup whose core competency in this area like AI, machine learning, SaaS, 5G, edge computing, and also data analytics. And for the vertical industry as a start, right, we are looking at digital native, fintech, education, manufacturing, and sustainability related industries. Okay. The next slide. So just to give you certain perspective, right, this is, so far, these are the Huawei Spark portfolio company ranging from advertising, healthcare, media, FSI, and other digital native businesses. So digital native businesses, in fact, you can see quite a lot of movements here now, especially in Singapore. There's a lot of AI company that is upcoming. In the slide here on the digital native group, right, you can see there's this company called Visual, right? They have this wonderful technology to create a 3D map, a digital world, right, for the customer. And this digital world is actually built based on their AI algorithm technology, leveraging on satellite images to build a 3D model. And they can actually create the 3D digital world, very, very quickly. So for Singapore whole city, right, they did code this, right? The founder did code this, that they can build the Singapore digital twins, the 3D map of the entire Singapore in just 15 days. So this is actually the kind of startup that we are talking about, that we want to nurture and cultivate, right? And most of this logo that you see here, they are part of our partner ecosystem today, through this Spark program. And we recruited them. They understand our cloud platform, using our cloud native technology, using our cloud, for the scalability, and then is doing all the necessary support collaboration together. All right, we continue every year on year. This Spark program we will trigger, every year there's one of these competition, and then with certain kind of awards given, and that will continue. Right. Now the last one in terms of innovation, can we go to the next slide? Yes, thanks. Now, this is actually also something I want to share with you. For innovation, we also created this thing called the CSIC. So CSIC stands for Customer Solution Innovation and Integration Experience Center. Very long, right? But in fact, when you look at this center, we basically use it, to do a few things, right? We created these wonderful centers to help us to showcase our Huawei Cloud technology. And we also work with a partner, and if they are partner good solution, we also bring them in here to showcase a solution for the specific industry. And then we invite customer to, visit this center, okay, doing the customer engagement, show them what our solution, our technology, and our partner solution can help them, right? And we also conduct regular technology forums and workshops, right? Now, of course, during this pandemic period, a lot of these things are face-to-face, we need to restrict and cut down, but there's always a time, when some of these facilities can be opened up, when, the virus is actually in more control stage, right? So really, can we go to the last slide? Next slide. Okay. So here is a summary of what Huawei Cloud has to offer, right? So I'm coming to the end of my presentation. So first is Huawei hardware and software synergy and all domain scheduling, which ensure cost-effective, high-performance cloud services based on the Qingtian architecture, right? I also touch on the application modernization via cloud-native support, and which provide application-centric agile developments and delivery with double efficiency. And then the Huawei Cloud is built on distributed cloud architecture or infrastructure. It provides rich product portfolio, extending the cloud infrastructures and service globally. And lastly, just as I mentioned, for AI, inclusive AI, we make AI affordable, secure, and easy to use. So AI can be deeply integrated, with the enterprise product solutions. Okay. Now the cloud innovation, I think I can skip because this is really the three things I just now mentioned about, right? Next slide. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation. So we are committed to bring digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. So by making breakthrough in digital technology, we bring better products and services to our customer and bring the digital world into people's life and work, right? So this is the end of my presentation, and I hope that you have gained much insight into Huawei Cloud after today, right? So obviously this 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes plus, we can only cover so much. I encourage all of you to visit Huawei Cloud website to understand more areas on what we have to offer. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation and, of course, the interventions, Mr. Neo. It's amazing to see how innovation is currently taking place at Huawei at a very fast pace, and even the adaptation of the platform in Indonesia has reached various businesses. And very interesting, Mr. Neo, but we have to catch a break. Dialog dan sesi tanya jawab akan kami hadirkan usai jeda berikut. Tetaplah bersama kami di Tech Conference 2021.